understand. For all the people out there who love someone in a way the world just doesn't understand.
Okay, I admit that got to me.
It's time to
Oh, baby. Tomorrow night on Netflix, or I guess tomorrow, or midnight tonight, we'll find out from the Hollywood and, well, the Broadway producer extraordinaire and executive producer for stages here in St. Louis. Jack Lane, congratulations, my friend.
Oh, thank you. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is when I want everyone to stay up.
All right, take us back to the beginning. It debuts on Netflix tomorrow. Originally, it was a Broadway play. How did you come to this, and how did you find it?
I went to see it at the Alliance Theater in Atlanta about 2.5 years ago, just kind of checking it out because I heard good things about it. I attached myself as a co-producer, but then I was raising so much money, I was invited to be a lead producer by the two Hollywood producers, Bill and Dory, who also produced the film. We opened, about 2 years ago, and we closed a year ago. But about, it was 18 months ago, Ryan came to see the show, and he fell in love with it. And he said, I want to make a movie out of it. And it's like, what? It's rare that a show closes and a year later there's a big Hollywood extravagant movie. It's pretty mind-boggling.
How was the run on Broadway? Was it a nice run for you?
It was decent. It's funny when I read the reviews of the movies and they say critically acclaimed, which it was, smash hit. It unfortunately was not a smash hit. People loved it. We got great reviews. It was a very, very tough season. There was a lot of competition. And it's expensive. It's expensive to run a show on Broadway. So ultimately, when we didn't win the Tony Award, that was really important. We had to close a few months later. But we knew that we would have a movie. We knew that we would have a long life in the regions. It's been licensed, so once the tour goes out and wraps up, you'll start seeing it all from coast to coast at theaters and high schools.
You would think, though, that the movie would probably then create buzz to bring the musical back on stage.
Yeah, I don't know about Broadway because it was a $16 million production. So to bring it back would cost so much money. But I think there is so much. There's over 400 theaters that are on the waiting list to produce the show once the rights are released. So it's going to have a huge life. It's going to have less of a life on Broadway, more in back-end subsidiary, as the business phrase is. The subsidiary rights are going to be big.
So what you're saying is that high schools and places like Stages and the Muni and things like that are dying to put this play on?
Dying to put it on. Huh. Dying. Waiting in line. Once the rights are available, waiting in line. Yeah.
Okay. Now, as for the movie, since you were one of the lead producers in the musical, were you telling Ryan Murphy what to do?
No, I did not, because I was not on the movie. I was in the loop, but not on it. But Bill and Dory, the other two lead producers, who have done a lot of Hollywood. Bill's got a Hollywood legend. They were on set all the time. But Ryan, here's the deal. Ryan's a really nice guy, but this is his vision of the prom. He purchased the rights via Netflix, and you had to trust right. Ryan and that amazing cast. And they've done a heck of a job. I've seen it 5 times already. First time was kind of out of body because the show was so in my bones. I saw it like 100 times on Broadway. But by the time I got to the second and third viewing, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. This is Ryan's wonderful version of the stage show.
So you give him the thumbs up for the small screen or big screen version of it?
I do. Yeah, I did see it on the big screen. I went to Plaza Frontenac last week to see it on the big screen. I want to see my name on the big screen, Kelly. Is that ridiculous?
No, not for you.
I feel like I'm 6 years old. I was with a bunch of friends, and they screamed when my name came up on the screen.
Did you tell them to pause the projector there so you could get a picture or two?
I didn't, and they wouldn't do it, so I'm never going back there again.
Outrageous. All right, Meryl Streep, James Corden, Kerry Washington, among some of the stars. Nicole Kidman. What's the hook, Jack? What's the hook for the prom on Netflix?
What is the hook? What is the story of the prom?
Well, that's the little, the Hollywood lingo that I thought you'd
Yeah, Ross trying to throw in some lingo.
Yeah, some lingo. Oh, well, you're Mr. Hollywood, too, with Tender Bar. Finally.
Well, we can
Mine
get to
took
that in a
year.
second.
Yours took 20 years. What's that saying? No, the prom is, it's like two different stories. There's a young girl in Indiana who wants to take her girlfriend to the prom, and the PTA says, can't do that, so we're canceling the prom. There's a bunch of down-and-out actors in New York who are just come off a big flop musical that said, we need a cause. We need to keep our name in the press with a good cause. And they find this cause. They go to Indiana just for the press, but then they fall in love with this girl and her friends, and it's a whole journey of trying to be a better person is really what it's about.
It's really interesting you talk about how the life and how to give birth to a Broadway show. People don't realize that Tony Awards and critics, the Broadway shows live and die with critics and or Tony Awards.
They can. I mean, now and again, a show will get by that doesn't get great reviews and doesn't win awards, but the audience just hooks into it early, really, really early, and makes it run. But, Tony's, especially they say the only Tony that counts is the one for Best Musical. Because the one for Best Play doesn't usually make that much of a difference. Often plays have closed by then because they're limited engagements, most of them. But the Tony for Best Musical is really, really key. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have success without it. But we, in our case, we had won a Drama Desk for Best Musical, but we really needed that Tony to run. But, of course, we would have run through March, right? You would have won the Tony, and then you would have to close it down in March.
Right. So, hindsight's 2020.
Did the pandemic, how much of a role did that play in the filming of the musical?
Kelly, we were basically done with the filming except for 3 days. There was a 3-day pickup. See, there's some lingo right there.
There you go.
A 3-day pickup happened in July, which they did very, very carefully, just a couple of actors. And the film had been basically edited by then, so they just edited in the new footage, and it was ready. So we really just made it by the skin of our teeth.
What do we hear from Stages?
Stages is waiting to open that gorgeous new $25 million Performing Arts Center in Kirkwood. Fingers are crossed for 2021 season. We're being very positive about it while being realistic, but hopefully we will have Always Patsy Cline, A Chorus Line, and Jersey Boys. Got the rights to Jersey Boys.
Nice.
Fantastic.
What about the rights to the prom? Do you know anybody who can get the rights to the prom?
No one can get to the rights to the prom right now. Not a soul. not even me.
That's outrageous.
I can't even get them.
That's
I have to go on a waiting list. Well, actually, we are on the list. Stages is on the list.
What's in the hopper for you? What's coming down the line for you?
Well, I have, besides all the Stages stuff, I have 7 shows that were on pause between Off-Broadway, National Tour, and Broadway. I was one of the producers of Company with Patti LuPone, which was in previews when we had to shut it down. That will come back without question. And I was going to be the lead producer on the Prom National Tour. So God willing, fall of 21, Prom can get out. But outside of that, I'm on Christmas Carol, which will come back next year. And The Play That Goes Wrong, I was off-Broadway on the national tour.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of stuff. And, this is really cool. I am one of the co-producers of a show that is going to reopen off-Broadway. We're praying for January. It's called Blindness. It is from the Dunmore Warehouse in London. It is a theatrical sound experience with the voice of the British actress Juliet Stevenson, based on the 1995 bestseller about a pandemic where everyone goes blind except the person telling the story. And you're totally immersed in the sound experience, socially distanced. It's called Blindness. I think it's going to take the country by storm until theater gets back. Again, no live actress. So the city has approved us. We're just waiting for New York State approval. But that is something I'm really excited about.
Wow, that sounds really weirdly cool.
It's really, really. I'd love to bring it to St. Louis. I really, really would. I'm looking up the cost of bringing it to St. Louis. It's so eerie. The recording of the sound is, it's incredible. It's really, really scary and uplifting at the same time. But the book, if you've not read the book Blindness, it's absolutely worth a read.
All right,
because of all your accomplishments and all the projects that you're working on now, do people come to you even more often now with, hey, I have this project. We'd love for you to be a part of it?
Yes. Yeah, it happens a lot, Kelly. In fact, I'm balancing like 6 new projects right now that I have not said yes to, but it's people I've worked with, so out of respect, I want to read the script or watch the video clips or, there's a lot. There's a lot. So I have to kind of sort out what my next project will be because I've got a track record now.
Right.
People think I know how to pick shows. I don't know, but there's a lot. There's a lot coming my way, and I know what it's like to be in the business, so I just want to be respectful and get back to people and read their projects.
Well, that was a loaded question. Kelly's now going to pitch you a Broadway show now.
Yeah, I've got this show.
Kelly.
Jack Lane.
Kelly show.
The Prom debuts on Netflix Friday morning, 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Be there.
Can't wait to see it.
Stay tuned. It'll be somewhere in St. Louis in the relatively near future. Jack Lane, executive producer of Stages. Jack, you're always welcome here. And be safe, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.
Take care, Jack.
827 here, Big 550 KTRS. Yeah, we should have gone to Jack for the Tender Bar. We were holding out for George Clooney. That's all right.
I know.
But right.
Jack, as accomplished as he is and as busy, couldn't be a nicer person.
I'll tell you what. In terms
and he
of,
makes a mean zucchini bread too.
In terms of live theater and musicals here in St. Louis, I mean, talk about being overrepresented. You got Mike Isaacson at the Muni, who was with Fox & Associates, who's got a closet full of Tonys. You got Fox & Associates, a closet full of Tonys. And then you have Jack at Stages with a closet full of Tonys. I mean, these guys are they're producing live local theater, not to mention the Loretto Hilton and the Black Rep and everything else they got going on. We are well represented when it comes to live theater and musicals.
Really lucky to have them here.
Yeah, really, very. And I am just heartbroken that the Muni was closed all summer long.
I know.
But I mean, that's
just looking forward to next year.
Looking forward to next year.